We're here with Paul Michael Scanlan, President of the Business and Network Consulting Department at Huawei Technologies, and we're talking about video. So Paul, it seems like every year leading up to Mobile World Congress, we hear about video everywhere. Talk to me a little bit about the lay of the land and where is the traffic consumption right now?
All right, thanks Will, thanks for inviting me. Look, we know over the last 5 years that the data traffic obviously has been increasing, and I'm sure you've seen all the reports and the statistics which show that that data is 40, 50, 60% of networks today. And what we expect is that by 2015, video will be the dominant component of that. So if we look at the history over the last 5 years, we see that different types of data have been dominant. So the message is that by 2015, video will be the dominant traffic stream of data. Roughly 60% of the total data stream will be video. But the video type is video streaming. It's YouTube, people downloading movies and from people. But what we see by 2018, for a number of reasons, we see that the composition of video, or the type of video, will change. Video telephony, or more importantly, video as a communication, will become dominant. And the reason we think that is because 10 years ago, when 3G was launched, video was promised but couldn't be delivered. But today the ecosystem is there, so you can press the button and video is pretty much instantly available to everybody. So the composition of the video traffic will be different. Video telephony, video as a communications. That's what we see moving in the next 3 years.
Okay, so it sounds like you're saying that the timing is now for operators to start getting in the game.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's been the ecosystem. It's not just, there's two components, Will. The first one is really the ecosystem, and the second one is really about experience. People will not pay. Prices are coming down, ARPU is dropping, revenue, all the operators are complaining because of a number of reasons. But if you look largely at what operators have been doing for the last 40, 50 years, they sell applications, which is voice and messaging. And video is an application. Video telephony is an application. Video communications are applications. So I think we know operators have 4 key differentiators, all right, compared with, say, other players, OTTs specifically. And the first one is about nativity. So they're the only ones who control the device. So the one-touch capability for, if it's an LTE network, for example, I don't know if you've experienced it, but if I press the button, it will ring within half a second. And if I want to do video conferencing, I can press the button, you're in, he's in, everybody's in very quickly, all right? So nativity, it's very important. The second one is the operator controls the uplink. So in LTE, video is up and down. In fact, that's another point that we didn't cover at the beginning, that the traffic will become more balanced over time as video becomes more popular, because it's not just streaming, it's uplifting. Okay, so from video cameras, from television sets, from devices, from cars, anything you can think of will have a video capability. So nativity is the second one. The third one's about trust. Who do you trust with the most important characteristic of yourself, which is your features and everything else, the video component and the precious memories? You trust an operator. You trust him that he will deliver it properly and accurately. You trust that he'll keep the data secure on your behalf, put it in the cloud, store it, so you have trust. That's something that the OTTs do not. And the fourth one is about seamlessness. The operator is the only one who can guarantee seamless video quality across multiple devices. And I think that's why an operator has the differentiation capability today. The operators need to act on that. Video is growing, the timing is now, the ecosystem is here. The operator is at the center of the ecosystem, and the operator has 4 significant capabilities to differentiate between himself and the OTT in order to provide video everywhere.
So what is unique about Huawei's position that enables them to help empower the operator?
So for a number of years, Huawei's been number 1 in everything fixed. And for the last couple of years, we've also been number 2 in everything mobile. What does that mean? If I just talk about the fixed component, in terms of the broadband backhaul capability and the broadband capability at the access to the subscriber, Huawei has a number of very leading products. We control a large number of the patents and also a large proportion of the market share. So for example, in the fixed broadband component, even over copper, we've been delivering 1 gig over copper for the last 2 years, for example. If we look in the backhaul, 40 gig is available from Huawei and has been available for the last 2 years as a backhaul technology. In wireless, we have more than 50% of the market share in LTE. And a lot of the evidence from the Gartner reports and the others in Informa show that when measured against competitors, Huawei's networks are faster. How can we definitively say that? We launched the fastest network in the world in the UK in December, and that's running at 300 meg. So how do we do that? We aggregate carriers in the wireless area, and we have been leading the market in that. In the devices, we launched, this is a Cat 4 product. It's more than a year old now, so it's the fastest phone on the planet at 150 megabits per second. We will launch in Q2 this year. We will launch devices, fixed and mobile devices, that are capable of doing carrier aggregation. And for a number of years, we've already had the technology to be able to move the experience of video across multiple devices and maintain the quality. And that's a differentiator that Huawei has, because we are an end-to-end provider from device all the way through to the platform that hosts content.
Paul, thanks for talking with us today.
My pleasure, Will.